heard this nigga Scoop was in a group called Bril. Bril.
You were the test room, and you had passing minor. Cause they really gas you up. Saying you've got the maddest pen, but ain't no one in here back in root source. This ain't Dragon's Den.
What? What? Ain't no one back in root source.
But never signposting. We ain't never seen him hit up any protests. You know how I know black lives don't matter to you, bruv?
How?
Because if they did, you'd have probably stayed at home, Dread.
Whoa. Fire. You would have stayed at home. Let's go. Going with your boy Dr. Bril, Team Bril. Battle rap is life. No loose chat. Here to talk about Moak versus Georgie Roots. I just dropped on No Loose Chat. So here's a quick Bril recap what we thought of the battle and who I had winning the battle. Shout out to both. This battle was mad. Great moments in the battle. Both were like at it, both were prepared. But let's get into this. No Loose Chat. Moak versus Georgie Roots. Who won? This is the Bril recap. If you're new to the channel, make sure you click subscribe as well. Make sure you click subscribe and make sure you follow us so you keep up to date with all our videos that are dropping. But let's get into this. Moak versus Georgie Roots. Who won? Bril recap. Keep it Bril. Okay, so first round now. Georgie Roots goes up first. And he's straight at Moak. He's aggressive. I'm feeling it. He goes first. He's getting a lot of reaction out the gate. So like the crowd are straight on his side. I was a bit curious to see how, I know it would be a crowd, but the people within the building would receive Georgie Roots' material, but he was getting reaction. Shout out to Roots. He took the skin colour angle a little bit, how he got a better career. So he took that angle. He's getting reaction. He had good lines. He ended his round with the how he gets more headlines, so his career's better, even though he's a newcomer. So very solid round from Roots. He's getting a lot of reaction. Moak looked unfazed. Some of the stand-up bars from Georgie Roots. Where he says, "You're an angle kid. I'm a punch god. You say you smoked AJ. I bun lots. I like that." The skin color, the chameleon shit was crazy. Skin color, I'm a chameleon. I blend to fit the room I'm in, brother. That was mad. And that was fitting to where he was at the time, fitting into that crowd. Dope round from Georgie Roots. It was interesting to see how Moak was going to respond, but he looked calm and composed. As we know, Murder Moak, that's what he does. But fire round from Roots, man. He was getting crazy reaction. Moak goes up, gear one. He starts off calm. Look how Moak, how he just sucks up the energy. He just looks unfazed and he just starts off calm, silent, controlling the room like Hitman. So he just looked unaffected. First couple bars in, room shakers. Out the gate he was flipping Roots, name Roots, Root as in a Roots. He was just flipping his name different ways. And one thing I noticed from Moak compared to his first couple of battles, he's starting to speed up and slow down his flow, which is dangerous. He had another artillery, so there was a point in his first round he was speeding up his delivery. It was relentless. Stand-up bars, no one back in Roots. Source, this ain't the Dragon's Den. Leave Roots, the gorilla glue line. Sorry, that was mad. And your stocks rising, this is where the game stops. Stocks rising, this is where the game stops. No. Moak took the first. I gave the first to Moak. I think that's quite clear. Let me know what you think. I gave the first to Moak. Second round now. This second round from Georgie Roots, yeah, I wish he spat. Yo, Roots, I wish you spat this second round first. Imagine Roots' second round and Moak's first round. They're both for the first. But yeah, he just comes out now. It was a perfect response to Moak's crazy first. How was Roots going to respond to it? He comes right back. And he just stole. What I can say about Roots' second round, he just stole the energy right. Like Roots took the energy here, then Moak just grabbed it back, and then Roots just grabbed it right back. He starts with a freestyle. He slowed down his delivery a bit. It was a bit more because in the first round he was going straight at Moak's throat. This one he kind of paced himself way better. So he slowed his delivery down at the start. More composed. He talked about the black activist, the racism angle. This was effective. This hit. To have Moak reps a racist brand, the Black Lives Matter bar, which I was quoting in a minute, hard. The angle was simple but effective, and it worked in a room full of black people. Like the majority were black people, and this is hit. They were loving it. Like Messi was going crazy. When he got into the black lines, he was saying the word black repeatedly. He sped up his delivery. Fire! What a round from Roots. Stand up bar. You never see him at any protests. How I know Black Lives Matter. You know how I know Black lives don't matter to you, bruv? Because if they did, you would have stayed at home, Dread. He said, I know Black lives don't matter to you. If they did, you would have stayed at home because I'm taking your life. Listen. Roots got the second. Clearly to me. But let's talk about Moak second. So he spoke in his delivery. That's what he spoke on his career, how Roots is a visitor to the culture. It's actually a great response to Roots' second match. Actually, it's actually a good response to it, if I'm honest. He talked about how how Roots is a visitor in the black culture. He just wasn't hitting as hard because Roots' second was just so powerful. Moak maybe was a bit affected by this. Maybe he wasn't expecting this. Maybe he was expecting more of what Roots banned first. I like the angle where he talked about white rappers and validation from street rappers or black rappers. I think that's what he was trying to say. How Iron Solomon needed that validation when he battled Math. Shotty when Arsenal came down to battle him. Pat Stay when he went on URL. Maybe not validation, but just that stamp in it. That stamp of, yeah, you're one of them ones. Yeah, we accept you because this is a black culture. It's our culture. That was a good angle, but he kind of ended his round was shorter than Roots as well. Second, Roots got the second, in my opinion. But yeah, it wasn't enough to beat Roots second. So 1-1 going into the third round now. Roots speaks on Moak's Moak that Roots is like he is a bigger name than Moak. The whole plate raw and season, he's clowning like white people cooking. The crowd, they were loving that. That was fire. Going to his flow, so when Roots goes in and out of this, when he gets into this flow, it's deadly. The only thing he went to the flow, but the flow was better than what he was saying. Like he wasn't really saying much, you know what I'm saying? In my opinion, it was a bit more. It was less direct for Moak, in a sense, and he was just rapping really well, kind of thing. So it was a good round from Roots. It was out of 3 rounds, probably was the least impressive out of his 3. His second was the best, his first, and then this one. So I thought going into the after Roots battle, the doors open for Moak to win the battle. What does Moak do? He starts off with bars like how the battle, he wanted to put 1,000 down for the battle, but he didn't go down. I said, don't worry, you're still the one getting 3-0, 1,000. Then the whole cool running scheme, that was fire. He mentioned egg in a basket, ice slay, Sanka, career on ice. He even referenced him as Snowflake, all tied in, beautiful. Then he started calling out everyone. He called out Messi, he called out Enigma, called out Bracy, Trouble, even Tally, Rivers. He was taking shots at everyone, and it just added to the energy because he was taking shots at people in the room. The energy was mad. And the thing is, because I know people were saying, oh, he's taking shots at people. It wasn't directed at Roots. But the start of the round was directed at Roots. The calling shots, he didn't go, it's not like he did it for too long. I thought it was perfect timing. He just he mentioned Tech, went on straight to the next. And then at the end of all that, he went straight back at Roots. He ended it with a bar for Roots. Good third round from both. I edged the battle. The Bril summary, the Bril, my opinion, I gave it 2-1 to Moak. I gave Moak the first, Roots the second, and I edged the third. I gave the third to Moak. I think it was a bit more, better structured. He was saying a bit more compared to what Roots was saying, in my opinion. So I gave it to Moak 2-1. 5 from Roots. I can see an argument for both. Let me know what you got in the comments. You had win in the comments. If you didn't watch the battle yet, go over to No's chat. If you didn't get to watch the VOD, it's now out on YouTube. Let me know what you think. But yeah, fire battle from both. Shout out to both. Shout out to the league. That was a Bril recap. Make sure you click subscribe. A lot of content coming up. But yeah, keep it Bril. Battle Rap is life. Bril shit.
Throw it and rewind. The poetry's refined. Going in fine. Every time you get a loaded line, a Corona gets a lime.